and a very warm welcome to Colors of India, a program that gets you all the latest cultural updates from in and around the city. I'm Teena Jha. As always, let's begin with the highlights.
As our top story this week, we bring you glimpses from the 2014 South Asian Band Festival, followed by a gripping theatrical presentation. And on Food Trail, we explore the food of Nawabi Lucknow.
Are you a fan of India rock? Have you been craving to attend the concerts of your favorite bands? If yes, we are here taking you to the South Asian Band Festival, which was held in the capital recently. So here are the glimpses from that festival to quench your rock thirst. Let's listen in.
Hands flashing the rock-on cymbal, people headbanging at the gripping tunes, drums going wild on stage. This was the perfect rock concert. But what was extraordinarily unique was the crowd cheering and swaying to the tunes of the sitar along with the guitar at the vibrant and thriving South Asian Bands Festival 2014. Once again, Delhi's historical Purana Killa became the podium that brought forth cross-border regional integration. Propagating Indian rock and giving a platform to the bands is what the festival aims at.
Innovation within the form. I mean, you keep the basic roots alive. You take the best part of the Indian classical music and then you add something which is different. That's always the way to go ahead and to evolve. So I'm very happy to hear some of the new bands like Kabul and the Rock Veda and of course Mrigya. But look at even the Bangla band. They have retained their inherent qualities.
Experimenting with Western and world music over the existing grammar of Indian classical music is what Indian rock is all about. And giving a heavy dose of that was Kabul, along with his team, the Rock Veda. Masters of blending classics, ghazal, Sufi and ragas with contemporary music, they created a musical genre of their own called progressive fusion.
When we have complicated beats, you've got the lyrical content is very strong in that. And if you look at our music, if you look at our compositions, we've got certain lyrics that are like, that have a very, if you take it as, they have a strong lyrical content. It's not like in today's music, we just keep on repeating one word and we create a music behind that. It's not like that. So we have a definite meaning to our compositions. That's basically, and then we have complex rhythm beats behind that. So yeah, progressive fusion basically is all about that.
to our Asian neighbors, the festival welcomed Chirkut, a renowned Bangladeshi band that has managed to touch the hearts and minds of rock lovers across borders. Backing their Bengali lyrics with heavy metal rhythms, they call their music epic fusions. Their musical awesomeness came through the eclectic presentation of Dwijendra Lal Ray's famous composition, Dhonyo Dhanne Pushpe Bhara. And also through Bondhu, a self-composition with a country music twist.
We usually focus on everything equally, honestly. But of course, in terms of lyric, since we believe in love, peace, and harmony, so we always try to focus, and of course, the nature.
We don't have any barrier, While we compose, we do anything. We don't limit ourselves to a certain level. We just do anything we feel good, and we just try experimenting this.
Mrigya is one of India's leading and most exceptional world fusion band hailing from Delhi. Their music is about experimenting with contemporary world music and Indian classical music, thereby creating a unique fusion music that's a heady blend of blues, funk, folk, Latin, Indian classical and jazz.
Fusion has done two things. A, it has increased the bandwidth of the people who are listening to music. So you have a much younger audience also listening to fusion music and indirectly understanding folk and classical music. So what has happened is that as a side effect, a lot of younger people are being exposed to Indian classical music also, which is very good.
Adding to the electrifying atmosphere was the silken voice of acclaimed Pakistani singer Zebunisa Bangash. She presented some soothing, melodious tunes in Pashto, backed by traditional instruments, but giving it the required quirky contemporary kick to jazz it up.
Rock music gets a whole new meaning when it combines itself with Indian classical music rhythms, something that we can call our own. And this genre has grown rapidly in our country, especially among the young music lovers. On that note, it's time to slip into a very short break on the program. We'll be right back.
Coming up on the other side, some Russian dance and Polish music, followed by a powerful enactment by Sancheta Bhattacharjee, and finally some Lucknowi food.
Welcome back. You're watching Colors of India. Just a few days back, Delhi witnessed an evening of international folk music and dance. On display was the history and traditional values of two very different countries. Take a look.
Folk music and dance from the world of the former Soviet republics. Stanista is a dance group, while Slavista is a singing group from Russia. freedom fighters and their unconditional love for the motherland was the theme of a musical extravaganza from Krasnodar city. Featuring 18 singers and dancers. The performance reflected the cultural ethos of Russia, Kuban and Krasnodar regions.
Many of the moving and the gestures and the colors are very much like Indian. So I like this very much, that we have so much in common between our countries, and I'm glad that these beautiful performance, these songs are so beautiful, so touching, even if you don't speak Ukrainian or Russian.
Another dance performance that charmed the audience came from the Kuban region. The Kuban River is the largest in South Russia. The region is known for its hospitality, unique environment, and strong national traditions.
The Russian dancers were just, out of the world. They were so good, and so were the singers. Very powerful. We don't know the language, but still we enjoyed the music. And excellent exposure, learning different cultures, their style of singing, their style of dancing, their costumes. So I just loved it.
Another standout performance was a song by Slavista that told the story of a girl trying to win the affections of her beloved. And in conclusion came the wedding dance that depicted the rich and vibrant culture of Kuban Cossacks.
It was very nice. I loved it. I learned Kathak and ballet, and seeing this I want to learn more dances.
From Poland came a lively song performance by a band of performers. Playing on a variety of instruments from the cello, violin, Polish bagpipe, viola, and the bass guitar.
We are the Montagne and we have the Highlander culture. It's very different. We are shepherd and our music is very Slavic, or a little from Balkan elements, but only a little more Slavic. And
one of the highlights was a riveting composition at the end of the show.
The easiest way to understand the culture of any place is to sample its traditions. Through this event, one got to know the vibrant nature of the Cossacks. Their music and dance reflect their fighting spirit and their love for nature. So after this wonderful evening, we take you to another interesting event, the Delhi International Arts Festival. Now this festival is known for giving a platform to different artists to exhibit their talent. On the other hand, it also gives the audiences an insight into the myriad hues of Indian society and culture. So at the 8th edition of this festival, among the many performances, the one that stood out was about the unhealthy treatment meted out towards women in our society.
comedy play, and it's titled A Woman Alone. Kolkata's Paddatik Theatre, that's staging this play, tackles issues that are not new but are relevant nonetheless. A Woman Alone depicts a housewife who has everything except the most important thing, the right to be treated as an individual and respected as such.
Play deals with several women issues that have been surfacing more and more over the last couple of years, especially in India. Well, they've always been there, but there's been more, let's say, talk about it, and awareness is there. And this play just creates that awareness or tries to inform people of the issues a normal housewife faces in a normal household. Everything seems to be absolutely hunky-dory from the outside, but what she actually goes through is revealed through the course of the play.
Oh, that's my brother-in-law. He always blows the trumpet when he needs me.
The play gives out a demand for respect for women everywhere, at home, on the street, in the family, and in the personal space.
Hey! You bastard!
Sanchayita Bhattacharjee plays the lead of a wife in an abusive relationship with her jealous husband who has locked her up in the house.
And I'm going to do the same to my old man while I'm at it.
Yet, as the duty-bound housewife, she goes through the daily chores. She takes care of her baby, looks after her perverted brother-in-law, fights with the peeping Tom, and deals with dirty phone calls.
Hello!
This is a play which has been written by the Italian playwright Dario Fo and his wife Franca Rame quite a few years ago. It deals with women's issues, a fact, what women face in life. It is in fact about a housewife who starts talking to a new neighbor who has come into her opposite apartment. And she talks about what a great life she has, what great husband she has, what great children she has. Wow, she has everything in the world. Till slowly as the story goes on, the mask of a story comes off. And we realize that the reality for a woman and what she dreams of her reality is very different.
Towards the end, this character's daily life has driven her to madness. But as she talks to her new neighbor, she realizes she has a choice and she accepts the challenge. She takes the bold step of killing all the men who have bothered her through her life.
The play was about breaking down all barriers and living it up. A shocking behavior of sorts that will push men into realization and stop the ill treatment meted out to women. So, reiterating the call of an ideal society where women can live a life of respect, we slip into another short break. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up on Food Trail, get ready for an extravagant Dastarkhan.
Welcome back to the most awaited segment of our program, the Food Trail. It's all about the presentation that makes a dish look spectacular. And the Khansamas of Nawabi Lucknow were an expert with presentation, making every dish a winner. So this week on Food Trail, we delve into the beauty of food from Uttar Pradesh. For that, let's go across to my colleague Shubhra Mukherjee.
Hello and welcome to Food Trail with me, Shubhra Mukherjee. Lucknow has always been very royal in terms of its mannerisms, and this shows in their food as well. So to sample the royalty myself, I have come to Darbare Awadh in Delhi Haat. So come and join me. It is as if time itself has stopped for Lucknow, as it is smitten by the Nawabi culture, its historic importance and architectural elegance. And as food gives a true picture of a land, Lucknow's grandeur can be tasted in its cuisine. Thus, the slightest prospect of experiencing Lucknowi food brought me to Darbar-e-Awadh at Dilli Haat.
लखनऊ का खाना देखिए नवाबी खाना है। ये सब नवाब लोग जो थे ये सब इन खानों को पसंद करते थे। जैसे कौरमा है, चिकन कौरमा है, गलौटी कबाब है, काकोरी कबाब है। एक जगह है लखनऊ के पास काकोरी, वहाँ के नवाब थे, उन्हीं ने कबाब बनवाया था काकोरी, जिसकी वजह से ये फेमस है आज भी और सबसे ज़्यादा बिकता है काकोरी कबाब। गलौटी कबाब ये भी एक सॉफ्ट कबाब है जो कि लखनऊ से मसाले आते हैं इसके सारे और वहीं से ही इसका मसाला आता है जो उसको बनाता है।
लखनऊ का खाना ही मैम कुछ एक और ही बात है उसकी, और खाने से डिफरेंस होता है, मतलब अलग ही होता है।
Majorly influenced by the Mughals and Middle Eastern cooking techniques, presentation is very important in Lucknowi food. The royal khansamas were trained to give that distinct royal touch and regal look to anything they cooked, making sure that the food looked fit for the kings. Thus, a very high degree of skill was required to cook the elaborate Lucknowi cuisine.
खुशबू, मसालों की खुशबू, लखनऊ में मसालों की खुशबू, जो लखनवी खाने की जो खास पहचान है ना, जो उसकी खुशबू जो निकलती है ना, वो उसकी मतलब जो अलग बनाती है उसको और खानों से।
The cuisine has a long list of non-vegetarian items, out of which the kebabs are a hallmark of Lucknow. The Galoti kebab, finely minced meat mixed with a heady mixture of traditional Lucknowi masalas, are rolled and shallow fried until it is moist and tender. Another classic kebab is the kakori. A fine paste of meat is artistically layered on an iron rod and grilled till the smoky flavor is achieved.
Now the Galoti kebab over here has a very interesting history to it. Legend has it that the Nawab Wajid Ali Shah of Lucknow, when he was aging and was actually losing out on his teeth, didn't lose out on the passion of eating meat related dishes. So he ordered his khansamas, or the grand cooks that he had, to make meat dishes that used finely grinded meat. So that led to the invention of these kebabs.
The paratha gets a special twist in Lucknowi cuisine. Dough filled with khoya and sugar is flattened and prepared on an inverted tawa, thus the name Ulte Tawa Ka Paratha. The Nawabs and the Maharajas were always fond of mutton. Thus, a luscious Avdi mutton curry made of whole spices, along with a plate of an authentic preparation of dum biryani, were signatures and traditional dishes that couldn't be left untouched.
Now over here I've just tasted the special of the gosht preparation or the mutton preparation, and I must say, by looking at it I thought it will be very spicy, but now after tasting it, It is not at all that spicy, but it is just full of flavors. It is so aromatic and so tasty. It's just amazing. The flavor has been there because of the heady mixture of masalas that are in it. And obviously, as you can see, there are so many pepper seeds and peppercorns that have been put inside it that just give it the required heat.
Milk is considered auspicious, and traditional dastarkhan normally ends with dessert made of milk and sugar. Thus, I was served firni, a simple yet elegant rice pudding.
Now this is the firni that I've just tasted. This is a rice-based pudding with a lot of milk, a lot of sugar has gone into it, and obviously topped off with generous helping of dry fruits. And what better way to end my Lucknowi food trail than by ending it with a firni. So as I'm heading back to relishing my sweet dish over here, it's over to you, Teena.
If those dishes look so teasingly tempting, I'm sure they must have tasted divine as well. On that note, it's time for me to wrap up this episode of Colors of India. But we promise to see you same time next week with another brand new food journey and another brand new episode. Till then, take very good care. Goodbye.